Welcome back to DIY Dave & Company. I'm Laura, and today I'm trying something new. Grape jelly without sugar. So fingers crossed that this all works out. The first thing I'm going to do, I need 4.5 cups of juice, so I'm going to use my juicer. These are table grapes. We had a gift of about 50 pounds of grapes, so we're going to give this a try. David's already made grape juice. I tried to make grape butter. We're going to try that again because I think it would be really good. What I made was really good. It just wasn't as goopy as I thought it should be. So the first thing I want to do is get 4.5 cups of juice. Let's go. And it is a little loud. So right now I've got a little over 2 cups. And we're just going to put these in. So let's see how the juicer does. There you go. That's a better idea. Just leave that there. And I'm measuring these out before I juice them because I'd like to know how many cups of grapes equals how many cups of juice. I just think that would be a good thing for me to tick back in my memory. I'm filling my 2-cup measuring cup all the way to as full as I can get it. And I will make a note of that. That bucket is now empty. But we still have another bucket. And I appear to be leaking a little bit. That's new. It's never happened. So I think that was 3. I'm going to bet one more will get it. I believe this is 4. Pretty, huh? You see it in there? Yep. Well, that is 4 cups. Let's do 1 more cup because I need another 1/2 cup. All right. So it looks like it's 2 to 1. At least as far as table grapes go. That's all we're gonna get. And I will get my husband to take a look at this and see if I've got this on wrong. And I'm gonna try to clean this up as I go so things don't get sticky and nasty. And we'll be back in just a second. Well, we took it apart, we put it back together again. There was a lot of juice in with my pulp. So I'm going to run it back through. And I've already done this a few times, and so far I hadn't had any leakage. So maybe I just didn't have it on right. That is just so much better. I don't have all this juice coming around. So I just didn't put it on right. So let's get as much of the juice as we can. Add this back to our pan, or not back to, but to the pan. And let's clean up. I just want to show you how. So I'm going to take my top off. Look at that, all that pulp. And I think the chickens will like the pulp. I'm sure I could come up with, there's still a little bit of juice in, whoop, there's still a little bit of juice in there. But I think I'm good. And I'm sure there's something I could do with the pulp. But I've still got the green grapes to do and some other things. So I think we're just going to let the chickens have this. So we need to turn this to about medium. Okay, my spatula. I need a tablespoon of lemon juice. A package of the low or no sugar Sure-Gel pectin. And I need to stir this up and bring it to a full boil. I want to make sure that my pectin gets stirred in and dissolved really well. And I have read and researched a little bit, all this foam that you get on top. And we can skim that off, or I can put in just a little bit of butter. And that's supposed to help with the foam. So we are going to try that. It's probably about half of a teaspoon. So let's get this heated up and bring it to a boil, and I'll be back in a second or two. Or 3. or 4. And I think the butter trick worked because look, no foam. We're starting to come to a boil. And the instructions said to a full boil, so we're gonna just keep stirring a little bit, making sure we don't stick or scorch. I really don't want my very first batch of grape jelly to end up, you know. I'm gonna say that's a full boil, yeah? So now what we want to do, I want to put some honey in. A half cup of honey. Again, I don't like using a spoon for getting things out. I'm going to use my spatula. See no reason to waste. Alright, and now I want to bring it back to a boil. And let it boil for 3 minutes. Three minutes on the timer. So we've had 3 minutes. Remove from heat. Now I think it's time to get my jars out of the oven. Alright, to a 1/4 inch headroom. And we're going to call it good enough. So the recipe said I'd get 5 half pints. It looks like I'm only going to get 4. But that's okay. I've got a bowl full of vinegar and I'm just going to kind of wipe the rims. And I also like to wipe along there. And we learned a trick that you turn it until the jar starts turning, which I think is a pretty neat indicator. I've done the 2-finger thing, and I end up losing liquid. So it's like the 2-finger thing isn't working for me. Into the water bath. which is already boiling. And I love these little silicone mitts, because then I can just take a hold of this and take it right down. Oh, I need more water. And try to get it right in the center. And how are we on top? Not really well. One more. I would have had enough if I'd had a full 7 jars. You know, because of water displacement and such. Once it starts boiling, we'll process for 10 minutes. And then we're off to the races. Be back in about 12 or so. That won't take long. So I decided while the red grape jelly was processing, I would go ahead and get to work on my green grapes. And it's not leaking this time. I just didn't have it put together right. I just wanted you guys to see that this Hamilton Beach one, it does pretty good job. Doesn't do real good with very soft and mellow apples. Don't ask how we know that. We just know that. Very soft and mellow apples don't do well in it. But it's doing good. Oh, that's a very pretty color. I can't wait to get that ready. And we've only got a couple of minutes left until the red grape jelly is ready. Don't go away. Well, I decided I would make some green grape jelly, which is here. And I reprocessed my red grape jelly. I ended up adding another tablespoon of the low sugar pectin, and the little bit that got left in the pan was very nice and goopy, and I'm fingers crossed it'll set up. But we're all learning. We're learning together. We're making mistakes. All in all, at the end of the day though, if it tastes good, there you go. Worst case, I guess you could eat it as a syrup on your pancakes. I hope this video has been informative. I hope you've enjoyed it. I will hope that you come back again as we try other things. As we experiment, we grow, we learn, and we keep trying new things and figuring things out. Thank you so much for joining us on DIY Dave & Company. Don't forget to check us out at CrazyDavesCrew. You can also find us on Facebook. And on the internet at cdcrew.com. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you next time. Right here on DIY Dave. Thanks for watching.